Hello warriors, I welcome you all to Phoenix CDS. These are some tips for the lecturate in the SSB interview. If you are old students, you can skip this as it is repetition in every video. And if you are a new student, you can pause and read these tips which will help you cover the lecturate with ease. India and China are two of the oldest and most populous civilizations in the world. They have shared a long and complex relationship which has been marked by both cooperation and competition. In recent years, the relation between India and China has become increasingly important. Both countries are emerging economic powers and they play a significant role in global affairs. However, there are also a number of challenges. There was a pact signed between the two countries named the Panchsheel Agreement, the 5 principles of peaceful coexistence, which served as a symbol of friendship between two of the most populous countries. Initially, both the nations shared a cordial relation and also had brotherly bond with each other. There were slogans which were made to strengthen these bonds, जैसे कि Hindi Chini Bye Bye. A major incident occurred in the standoff between India and China in the Galwan area of eastern Ladakh. Tensions grew between both the countries. India and China's strained relation has been fueled by recent Chinese provocations, including the release of 2023 edition of the Standard Map, staking a claim over Arunachal Pradesh Akshay Chin region, and denial of visas to the Indian athletes in the Hongshu Asian Games. While India continues to underline the importance of peace on the line of actual control, China continues to go back to the old rule book, suggesting that specific issues shouldn't define the overall relationship. For Beijing, it is important that India and China continue to work together, even as the border issue is dealt with by officials on both sides. China forms an integral part of the global supply chain, and India too is heavily dependent on Chinese imports, ranging from a variety of raw material to critical components. China is the only country among 5 permanent members of the United Nations Security Council that is opposing India's entry into the powerful body. China's debt trap diplomacy, or famously known as string of pearls strategy, a theory that describes a powerful lending country or institution seeking to saddle a borrowing nation with enormous debt so as to increase its leverage over it. China is dispensing billions of dollars in the form of concessional loans to developing countries, mostly for the large-scale infrastructure projects in return. Sri Lanka, for instance, was forced to hand over the control of Hambantota port to China for 99 years as it owed massive debt. This allowed China the control over a key port positioned at the doorstep of its regional rival India, and a strategic foothold along a key commercial and military waterway. In exchange for relief, China constructed its first military base in Djibouti, Africa, whereas Angola is repaying multi-billion-dollar debt to China with crude oil, creating major problems for its economy. India's response to it. India has been promoting Japanese investment in the Iranian port of Chabahar. Indian efforts toward the joint India-Japan Asia-Africa Growth Corridor are aimed at checking China's Belt and Road Initiative, though it is no match to it. India plans to step up foreign diplomacy by highlighting the poor returns and debt trap issues. India is also actively involved in Quad involving US, Australia and Japan. It aims to deter China's control over the South China Sea and collectively reduce trade imbalances with China. India has repeatedly said it will not join the BRI because it does not offer a level playing ground to the country's business. It has also opposed BRI because a key component, the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, passes through POK. China's engagement with India's immediate neighbors through this corridor threatens to already existing power dynamics in the region. Pakistan is supported by China and is being armed by them, which is very threatening for both India as well as the United States. China has often taken advantage of the Cold War between India and Pakistan. Kashmir, which is an issue in the Indo-Pakistan relations, is also crucial to China for its strategic relevance. Thus, it can be said that Pakistan is a central factor in determining the Sino-Indian relations. The Indo-China relation has gone from phases of friendliness to hostility to friendliness. The disputes that have arisen in the two nations have had an obvious impact on the bilateral relations between the two, but it can be observed that despite all the factors, it has been stable in the past few years and improving in many sectors. As world's two most populous nations, the cooperation has the potential to significantly impact not only Asia but the entire world.